Lads, welcome back to Fusion YGO. You voted on Twitter for today's video. Obviously, my Banlist predictions is the winner. So, if you want to be a part of the next one, follow me on Twitter and let your voice be heard, because this is how I'm going to be deciding what videos I'm going to be doing in the coming future. I like letting you guys decide what you want to see out of the ideas that are floating around in this noggin of mine. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into Lads, before we dive into today's video, I want to give a special shout out to From the Deck to the YouTube. Check out his channel in the link below. He is one of the most creative players I've ever met, mixing things like Orchest with Malefic. So if you like some creativity in your gameplay and in your footage, then I recommend checking out From the Deck to the YouTube. Again, link in the description. Check out my good buddy. The June ban list is an odd one to discuss. There have been online tournaments and people are already bored with the top decks. But that being said, since it's all simulation and not in person, I don't think it's going to be a giant ban list like the rest of the 2020 ban lists have been. My guess would be that they're going to bring back more cards than they hit. So let's get into each section and let's talk about what I think is going to happen moving forward. The first banned card we're going to talk about is Mecha Phantom Beast O-Lion. This card becomes more abusable with cards like Link Cross in the format, as well as Auroradon. I think this will be the preemptive hit in the format, this being abusable also with Halqifibrax. Just kind of makes the most sense. I don't think they're going to hit Halqifibrax yet, and I don't think that they're going to go after Auroradon or even Jet Synchron, so I think this is the only hit. The second banned card, I think, is going to be Dragon Buster Destruction Sword. This card enables so many decks to create even more problematic fields, and Union Carrier is too new realistically to get hit, which means this is obviously the hit. And with this card gone, it makes Adamancipator's end board, whilst still difficult to deal with, a little bit easier to deal with, and it just makes the Union Carrier more based in the Union. Mystic Mine is the final banned card I think that's going to happen. And I admit this is kind of a wish hit. However, it is an incredibly unbalanced card. This card limits so much in the game, and it's time for it to go. I think it's lived a good life. Not long, but good. Now into the limited section. In the limited section, I have two cards starting this out. Jet Synchron and Tuning. Limiting both of these cards really hits the consistency without needing a ban. At one each, the probability of opening one of them, assuming that you play 3 of each, goes from about 60% down to 25% with the limit. This just directly hinders that combo as well, and I think it just makes it a little bit more fair. The next limit is going to be Block Dragon. Although this card is searchable, at 1, it makes it easier to eliminate. Things like DD Crow, Called by the Grave, etc. can eliminate the problem whilst not killing or crippling any decks. And it also allows time for new decks and new strategies like Megalith to be able to use this card whilst still being susceptible to certain hand traps and to certain cards in the game. The next card is ELDLIXIR of SCARLET Sanguine. It's the only realistic direct hit. It doesn't kill the deck, it just slows it down a little bit and hurts its consistency, but it doesn't actually say you can't play Eldritch, it just says you're not getting the Golden Lord every turn. And I think that's a little bit more balanced and more fair. This next one is either a one or the other, and it's kind of for the same reason. Double Iris Magician or Perform a Pal Skullcrub out Joker. I personally think it's going to be Double Iris Magician, but it could be either or. Pendulum has kind of been getting the short end of the stick a lot. Master Rule 5, but Pendulum doesn't get to go back to full power. Electromite banned. So I think that, honestly, this is giving Pendulum Magician some love, which helps sell the re-release of Magical Hero. But again, it could easily be Skullcrobat Joker, and I could be completely wrong. Okay, the final card that I think is going to be limited is Thunder Dragon Colossus. With Thunder Dragon getting a new support card, and the need for a search stop, Colossus seems like a necessary evil. I'm not a fan of this card. I think it's a very oppressive card, but it's a card that I think is necessary in the format because it's capable of being dealt with. The semi-limited list. I only have one card that I think is going to be semi-limited, and I think it's going to be ABC Dragon Buster. This is a hit that I'm the least confident in, honestly, because it's a way of Konami saying, I was wrong. And I don't know that they'll do it, but I still think it coming back to 2 gives us another viable for the coming format, and I think that that's a good thing. It gets people excited to play the game. So it really does hit a nice kind of median. And finally, the Unlimits. First up is going to be Tour Guide from the Underworld. This card going to 3 won't really affect much of anything in the grand scheme of things, so I think it's perfectly fair to come back to 3. Next going to 3 would be Pantheism of the Monarchs. Even if this card's at 3, Monarchs aren't going to have enough to be able to compete consistently. Will they be a valuable rogue option? Maybe, but Pantheism being at 3 just makes the deck actually playable in the current. The final card that I think is going to go to 3, and the final card on the ban list prediction video, is going to be Widow Anchor. I think this going to 3 actually gives Striker a chance to compete in the current format, but it doesn't break it because it doesn't give it the constant recursion, searching, adding, blah, 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 blah. This just makes it so the deck can compete, especially without things like Mystic Mine. I think that this is perfectly fair to go back to 3 at this point. And that, lads, is going to be my ban list prediction video. We are still hunting that 250 subscribers by the end of this month, the month of May. So we got a few days for you to go ahead and subscribe and join the Fusion YGO, the lads, to join the lads. So come on out, hit that subscribe button, like it if you agree with my lists. Let me know what you think the ban list is going to look like in the comment section below. Tell me how wrong I am in the comment section below. I look forward to talking to you guys soon. Make sure to follow me on the Twits and to check out From the Deck to the YouTube. He is such a cool guy. He just lost a friend, so sending him some love and support would be great. But until next time, lads, good fun. Have luck.